Yo, yo. So, just wanted to do a daily recap for today, Wednesday, July 30th. There's a lot to unpack today. Today was FOMC, GDP. We had a bunch of news. It's also non farm payroll week, and Microsoft and Meta just released earnings as well. So, let's jump right into it. Coming into today, I wasn't expecting high probability conditions. As you can see right here, we were right in the middle of this range. I didn't have a clear bias coming into today. I was kind of, you know, loose bias, wanted to see what happened. So pre-market, we swept out London highs, Asia highs and Asia lows were already swept. I wanted to see London lows get hit, right? That was one thing I wanted to see, and then maybe a reversal off it to these highs. Um, I did not take this trade, and in hindsight, obviously it's different, but this was this was a decent trade in my opinion. I'm not sure why my chart is like this because I'm 99% sure we took out these highs. Hold on. I'm like almost 100% sure we took out those highs. Yeah, we did. There we go. Okay. So I knew I wasn't bugging out. So realistically, the only trade that was super valid, in my opinion, throughout the day was this long right here. I know some people took. Once we inverse this 1 minute gap right here, yes, you could be like, oh, aren't you basically top blasting a little bit? Yes, but we had these equal highs, like these low resistance highs right here, and then we also had like pretty equal highs. Yeah, equal highs up there. So if you wanted to take this trade, you could have had, you know, stop could be right here, give or take. It's all relative. Whatever you thought and felt comfortable with your risk. I didn't take this trade, so I can't really say I did, but probably something like this. I wouldn't have wanted to see it come below here. So realistically, TP1 and break even right at this high, right about at 1-to-1. And you could have also left a runner here. But I don't know. Another trade you could have taken very similar to this trade was this right here. Tap into this fair value gap, same spot. First TP is at this high, and then right here for the rest. Or you could have just taken it all of here. You know what I mean? This is all relative. It all depends what you were looking for. You could have taken some off and then got break even. You could have just got break even completely. You could enter on the retrace and then, hit TP, whatever. Obviously, today was not ideal. Conditions were not the best. You could have probably taken a short in here, if you really wanted. But, listen, we had FOMC today. I wasn't expecting high probability conditions. And I'm not going to lie, myself, I got chopped up in all the bullshit, and I, got fucked. There's no sugarcoating. I should have known better as a profitable trader and as somebody who's been trading for 5 years now that I personally shouldn't have traded today. I did end up coming back on the charts at 2 o'clock for the FOMC. And price action was kind of clean. Once again, my charts are all messed up. I don't know why this keeps happening, but let's fix this again. Okay, so what did we have here? We swept out all this buy side, right? All this buy side swept. I'm like, okay. Looking for AMD. Have a fair value gap here. Once again, this is a high probability fair value gap that pushed us lower, right? I mean, this initially pushed us higher, so this is now a high probability fair value gap. So now when we inverse it here, you could have either taken shorts here on the retest, stop above this high. Obviously, the ranges are a little big, bigger, so you would have had to, adjust, right? You could have taken this. Or if you were targeting for lower, you would have got break even on your runners, but you could have taken this. Or you could have taken the retest of this high probability fair value gap, which is right here at these wicks. Could have taken it here. Basically the same trade, just after. And then you could have targeted this low. And then you could have targeted these equal lows down here. Because all this is low resistance. We have lows, lows, lows. Like they were just stacked, right? So I wanted shorts all day today. Like that's what I was looking for. Unfortunately, I was not able to capitalize on it, and it is what it is. I just should have. There's nothing wrong with having losing days, but it's how you lose and how you react to them, and I did not lose well. That's the problem with today. But yeah, I did end up taking this trade right here, and I did catch a short down like here, take this low. That was it on some evals, literally like this. This is my trade. That was it. That's all you need. This is all you need. But yeah, I took that on my evals later in the day. To be completely honest with you, I shouldn't have showed up to the charts. I knew this was going to happen. I shouldn't have showed up to the charts until 2 o'clock. Also, another valid trade. Right, we have a bunch of... There's definitely some higher time frame imbalances, but me inverse this, close below. Could have entered on the retest. Stop, could have been here. Targeting New York AM low. Right, 1.5 risk reward there, and then sell side liquidity at 407. This is that low right here. Right, you could have targeted that too. This was pretty clean on the 5 minute, I'm not going to lie. And it was pretty obvious at this point. Plus, we left these equal lows, right? Equal lows, and then we have this low. So it was pretty high probability in my opinion. It's just, I just didn't trade well today. I just didn't do what needed to be done, and I paid the price. There was opportunities throughout the day, but I didn't deserve to take winners because I slopped up. And then obviously, I forgot to mention this. Microsoft and Meta had their earnings, and clearly they did well because look at this. We literally ripped. Well, obviously everything's priced in, so they already knew. This is 350. But then we run 270 points. And now we're even higher. We're at 320 points. Since 350 to 6 o'clock, we moved to 320 points. Pretty crazy. So to be completely honest, what I'm looking for the end of the week, after that reaction, I do want to see, higher prices made. We might get a retrace back into the range first, maybe into some like equilibrium. I don't know what I just chose. Maybe something like this. This is like, kind of into this balanced price range that we have right here. And then, take off. Something like this. Or we could rip higher. If we don't retrace, then rip higher, we're probably going to go higher. And then Friday, we might get like a thank God it's Friday or TGIF setup that ICT says. And then retrace down into here. So that is what I am looking for into the end of the week. I hope you guys stayed safe today. I did give a warning that today is probably the biggest news day I've ever seen in my 5 years of trading. It was kind of crazy. Hopefully you didn't trade today, honestly, because nothing was too high probability. Tomorrow is also the day before NFP, and we have red folder news. So make sure you stay careful. That being said, I will see you guys all tomorrow for live trading. Live trading has been doing really well recently. In the past month, I think we've only taken 2 or 3 losing trades, which is pretty crazy. All my students are doing well too. Shout out to Jan, my first student. He just had a 4K day today. Has been trading about a year now. Nothing too long. So This could be you. This could be you. But hope you all had a safe day. I will see you guys tomorrow in my live trading. Peace out.